Hey everyone, are you looking for online training? You want to know more about the course and job opportunities? Are you from non-IT background? No problem. Here's the best place where you can register for free demo at greatonlinetraining.com. Greatonlinetraining.com provides online training in different courses like SAS Clinical Training, SAS Financial Training, SAS Certification Training, SAP ABAP Training, Big Data and Hadoop Training, and more. And also, GreatOnlineTraining.com provides online training with resume preparations and job support, conducting mock interviews, 100% guarantee to clear the certification in your course. Everyday class materials, daily tasks including videos, and lots more. So what are you waiting for? Please log into www.greatonlinetraining.com and register for free demo today.
Hi guys, this is Naidu from Great Online Training and I'm from India. Yesterday we just started with fundamentals and we just finished only 2 slides in this PowerPoint. So only primary, so different editors and different windows we have in SAS and all. So now today's concept we'll just move into the data set. Okay, so what are the data set and what we can able to do with the data set and all those things we will see. I'm starting my SAS software. It is just loading. So now I'll try to open my web browser. Type http localhost 10080. Then click on SAS Studio. Then your software will open. It is loading. Okay, now the SAS software is open. So then what I'll do is I'll just minimize. So come to our presentation. So here about today's concept, we are just talking about SAS datasets. So I told you earlier, SAS dataset. SAS dataset is nothing but a specially structured file that contain a data values. So come here. So if you just see in your program, so in the SAS help library, so just go to your libraries and you have many libraries like SAS help, SAS user work and all, and then go to the SAS help library. You have many data sets. So these data sets, I'll go for class data set or open any data set. Don't mean so no problem. Just go for class. See class data set. I'll open it. So this is called data set. Data set is nothing but a specially structure of file that contain a data values. What we can say data values. These are all the data values. See. So these are all the data values. In this data set, what information you can able to find out? There is a two types of parts you can able to find out in the data set. One is data portion, nothing but from first row onwards up to 19th row. This is all comes under data portion, and description portion also. Description portion in the sense the variable names, name, sex, age, height, and what is that, weight. These are all your description portion. So that's what we are talking in the presentation also. Dataset is a specially structure of file that contain a data values. So that contain a data values. So SAS dataset have description portion and data portion. So description portion, what you can able to find, description portion you have all the observations and as well as variable names and everything will be comes under description portion. Where I come into the data portion, nothing but your data will be there in your data portion. You want to see clearly what is there in your data set. See this in this particular example or in this particular slide, you can able to get it. So what exactly the data set is. Data set, you just imagine the blue colored one as a total data set. In the data set, what are the information you have it? Variable names, variable values, observations, character values, and numerical values. Suppose if you are taking this one as a one data set, that means you have four variables, nothing but you have a four columns in this particular data set. In that you have a two observations. So two observations in the sense two rows. The first row is Tina, Jan, analyst, and 50,000. Smith, Stash, pilot, and 60,000. We have it. Tina, Jan, and analyst. These are all like a character data. So nothing but last name, first name, job title. These three variables are character variable. Salary is the numerical variable. So we can say it as a observations and we can say it as a variable values. And variable names is nothing but last name, first name, job titles and all. The character values is nothing but these are all character data and this is the numerical data. When I'm talking about the description portion in the data set, you can able to say like last name, first name, job title, salary, only those things you will get it as a description portion. So this is all about the data set. When you open any data set, this information you can able to find out. Now the question is browsing a description portion of the data. Just imagine you have one data set with you. So before that, I'll give you a small example. So just imagine in your desktop, there is a one folder called WMA projects. Okay. So now I'm asking how much MB this particular file is and when it is created and who it is created and when is the last modified date in this folder and all the information how you can get it. Just go there into that particular folder, right click on that and go to the properties. Then you can able to get all the information about that particular folder. See all the information you can able to see. In the same way, I want to see all the information about the data set, when that particular data set has created and who has created and where has created and what are the last modified date and how many variables you have in the data set and how many observations you have in the data set. Sorry, how many observations you have in the data set and all those stuff I want to know. So for that reason, see, just go here. I'll try to create or else I already have. Okay, I'll try to create now. Data. Tell me any data set name. Bank. I'll write it. Input. I'm writing. EMP employee ID, age of the employee. I'll write it. That's enough. Cards. I'm writing it. 100, 20, and 300, 30, and 500, 50. Just imagine and semicolon and run. So now if I run this particular data set, data onwards up to run step, if I run it, then the data set will be created with the name of bank. See here the bank data set is created now. So I want to see how many variables you have in the data set, how many observations you have in the data set. Just imagine the code is you are not created, that particular data set is somebody else created. Now you want to know that how many variables you have in the data set and how many observations you have in the data set and when it is created and all the information you want to get extracted. How you can do that? So you don't know. If you create, then you may know that how many variables and observations someone else created. Or else you can ask one question, you can open it and you can see, then you can also get that information. Yes, that is also true answer. The thing is, if it is very small, then you can count it how many variables you have it. Suppose just imagine the huge number of data set like yesterday what we have opened, like hot data set. In that, how many observations, how many variables, how many character variables, how many numeric variables, in all the description about that particular data set, how you can get it. For that, you need to write some procedures. See, as of now, we have learned procedure called proc print. Now today we are learning one more procedure called proc contents. Proc contents. CONTENTS. Contents, data equal to your dataset name, bank, and semicolon, and run. So that it will give the total description portion about your dataset. See, it is giving the total description portion. What it is giving? Dataset work.bank. That means the dataset saved in the work library with the name of bank. It is a data type. Version 9. This is the SAS version 9. It's using it. And the created date. When we have created this, in this particular date. And last modified date also same thing. Why? Because just now we have created, we have not do any modification, so that the last created date as a last modified date. And observations, you have a 3 observations. Variables, you have around 2 variables. Observations length. Observations length is nothing but 16 characters length. It's occupied. Okay, so the data set is compressed. No, it is not compressed. The data set is sorted. No, it is not sorted. And so what system you are using it? So Solaris, these are all the, what is it about your SAS system, what SAS software you are using it, and what are the data set page size, and these are all the default options what we have it. And where it is saved, data SAS work something, a local host or some folder path and all those things. Bank.sas7bd80 is the extension, you know that. So in this you have a 2 variables, one is age and second one is employee ID. But unfortunately what happened, age comes first and employee ID comes next. The reason behind that is it is just displaying this data in alphabetical order wise. The data is. Now my intention is I don't want to display my data in an alphabetical order wise. I want to display in the form of just a creation order wise. Generally when you create it in the program level, what I'll do is in the created in the program level, what you have created, how you have created, first you have written data, first employee ID, after that age you have created, but unfortunately it is displaying age and employee ID. But you want to get it in a creation otherwise, then you can write same statement, proc contents, data equal to your dataset name bank, and write one more option called var num. So when you are writing var num statement, what happen? It automatically create the variables in a number wise, so that once you run it, then you can able to see come there. All the data is same. There is no difference. Now employee ID first and age is the next. You got it. Got it. So this is the way how you need to get the information from data set, how you need to extract it. So this is fine. Whatever the data set, you are getting it, you are displaying it, this is fine. So how you want to save it as a data set again? Whatever the description you can able to see here, I want to save this as a data set. Okay, I have some use, that's the reason why. So whatever the data is displaying here, I want to create as a data set. Then very simple, write one more option here, out equal to, and write whatever the data set you want to create it. Just imagine you want to create your data set name as a what you want to create, just give any name like LL. Just imagine LL is the dataset name, so just imagine. So once you what happen, so that you run the program, automatically you can able to see the data, whatever the description it is displaying here. In the same time the LL dataset will be created and it will be saved into here. See, it is saying the information, lib name is work, That means it is saved in the work library. Mem name is nothing but bank. Mem name is nothing but your variable names, sorry, dataset names. And label I have not given anything. And come here, mem type. So it is a both are in a type of mem is nothing but it should be a numerical value, and name will be the age and employee ID, the variable names. And so type equal to 1 1, that is nothing but your numerical values. And length, so length equal to means default length of your variables, all your numerical variables is just 8 characters is the default that is displaying here. And variable varnum statement, which one you created first and which one you created next. So 2 is nothing but it's secondly created this one, and first you have created the down one. And label, you have not given any label for your data set or anything. Format, you have not applied any formats. Format L, so length, formatted and informat, these are all the information you can able to get it as a data set. Okay, so if you want to get it, whatever the information you have it in the data set, if you want to get it as a data set, you can get it. Or else sometimes just imagine, okay, what you need to do is I want to see all the information whatever you have in the SAS help. I want to see all the information as a one data set. So that what you can write, first we will see, I will try to create Vovo is another dataset name. Instead of bank, I'll give from SAS help dot so class dataset. What happened in that case? Whatever the class dataset is already available, that information you can able to see. See, in the SAS class dataset, you have a 19 observations and 5 variables. In that, come here. So these are all the variable names: name, sex, age, height, weight. In that, so which one is the sex is the variable, length is 1, and remaining all name and all the variables, it's a just creation order wise it is taking. Why? Because I have given a statement called varnum statement. That is fine. I want to create a new dataset as a Vovo. See, I got Vovo dataset around 5 observations, means 5 you will get it, means how many variables you have and those many observations you can able to get it in a what we can say as a data set. See, each variable wise one row, so one variable. See, that means these are all SAS class only. You just come here, then first one is age, second one is height, name, sex, weight. So each variable wise one observation will be created here. Okay, so come here again. Suppose if you want to get all the observations, okay, that means all the data sets whatever you have it in your SAS help, I want to get information about all. Then what you can write, instead of class just write underscore all underscore. When you write this proc contents data equal to SAS help dot class underscore all underscore, that means what happen, it will take more time. I'm not executing this, but I'm just telling the option here so that you people just try it at home. So proc contents data equal to SAS help dot underscore all underscore. So then what happen, whatever the variables you have it in that particular library, all the data sets information as a description portions, you can get it as a new data set called Vovo. In that you can able to see all the data set information as a one data set, the description portion. So this is the use of underscore all underscore. So this is, somebody is asking how to browse your description portion of the data, then you just say your answer is proc contents is the best way to displaying of description portion of your data. Proc contents you need to write it. Suppose the variables in a not otherwise, then give the varnum statement. Or else if you want to get that particular data set, sorry, that particular information as a data set, then go for out statement. That's it. That simple it is how to browse the description portion of the data. If anyone have any questions on this, just raise it now itself.
Naidu, if
Yes.
we use all,
Mm-hmm.
it displays all the data sets in the SAS help, right?
Oh yeah. So whatever it is available in the SAS help, I think you have many data sets in SAS help. Is it right or wrong?
Yes.
Yes. All the
If I
data set
have
information you can
10
able to.
data sets in the SAS help, it takes all the 10 data sets, right?
Exactly. You are right.
And it displays it.
Yes.
it displays each and every
First,
it
each
gives
and
the
every data set wise it will display. In that each data set wise, how many variables you have, those many observations you will get it.
oh,
Just
okay, okay.
imagine
Yeah.
you have 100 data sets. First, you will get 100 categories. In that 100 categories also, each category, nothing but each data set wise, how many variables you have it. Those many observations you will get it.
So
Understand?
it shows the whole descriptor portion of each and every data set.
Data set wise, yes, you are right.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Naidu,
Yes,
does
continue.
it include this bank data set also?
Sorry. Okay,
Is
suppose
it included bank as well?
no, no, no. So I'm just taking all the information from SAS help only. It will just looking into your SAS help only, not from all the data set. What I have written, data equal to SAS help dot underscore all underscore. That means whatever the data is available in SAS help library, I'm trying to print
Mm-hmm.
all the data set from there. But
Yeah.
the bank data set is saved in your work library. You want to write it, whatever the information is available in the work library, you want to print all, then write it like underscore
Work
all
dot.
underscore. No, no, you can write work dot underscore all underscore, or else you can write like this also. It will work.
Okay.
Okay, because work is the default one, right? No need to give the work dot or something. Understand? Or
Yeah.
else, if you are a good programmer, I want to give work dot also, then that is fine. You write it work dot your underscore all underscore. That also will work.
Thank you.
Okay, and you need to understand one more thing. The varnum statement will be applicable when you are displaying a data only in output only. But if you are creating your data set as a means, if you are creating your output as a data set, that varnum will not work. You just remove it. Fine. Why? Because it will show the effect only in your output purpose only. It will not show any effect on your data set of what you have created. The new one like LL or OO, what you have created, it will not show any effect. Fine. Shall I move?
Uh, out
Yes.
is used to create a new one, new data set, right?
Yes, new data set with all the description portions.
Okay. Yeah.
Clear? Okay, come to
Yeah.
our PPT. So there is a some rules and regulations for your SAS
What is
variables.
it out?
Out is nothing but you are trying to create a new data set name. Out equal to out is the option or statement we are using it. Okay, we are trying to create a new data set called OO. Means you are giving output data set. What is the name of your output data set? Fine. Okay, so come here. SAS variables and some names. So now this is a very important thing whenever you write any programs or anything. So right now I have given a data keyword. Okay, I have written my dataset name as a bank. Can I give my dataset name as a my bank? Is it possible? My space bank. What happened? This is the base certification question. When I,
I think if you give a space between my and bank,
Mhm.
it creates two data sets, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, you're right. So data my space bank, then automatically what happened? It will be created as a two data sets. One is my and second one is bank. But my intention is not to create two data set. I want to create as a one data set only. So that means you should not give the space between your data set name anytime. So this is the first rule. Whenever you want to create any data set, don't give any spaces between your data set name. Suppose you want to write like that, just give the underscore will be accepted. Okay, if you want to write underscore at the before also, it is accepted. Whenever you want to create any valid SAS name, it must be start with character or underscore. Embedded blanks is not accepted. Except underscore, no special characters are accepted in the creating a dataset name. Just imagine I want to create my dataset name as a one my bank. Is it possible? Or else I can create, I want to create one bank.
No.
It is not possible. The reason behind that is the values or else the SAS dataset names must be start with a character or underscore, and embedded blanks is not accepted. Okay, and when you are giving your bank, okay, fine, this is fine, and you are giving your dataset name bank, and now you are giving the length like this, the dataset name. Just imagine, is it going to give it now as a dataset name? All these things? No. So it have certain limitations. The dataset name, you can write it up to 32 characters only. That is the default of SAS. These are all basic certification questions. What is the maximum size of dataset? The dataset, you can write it up to 32 characters long. Okay, suppose just imagine if I'm writing some cases as a upper cases and some is lower cases. Is it accepted name? Yes, still it is accepted. Lower cases, upper cases will not play an important role in SAS, but it will play an important role. Suppose just imagine you have a variable called sex. Okay, sex variable, you are giving a dollar sign, but here you are writing it is a capital M, sorry, small m, and here you are writing a capital M, and here also capital M. It will be displayed as it is. That means SAS statements and options, whatever is available, those are all not case sensitive. But after your cards, whatever the data you are writing it, that is case sensitive. Suppose if I am writing data keyword, I want to write it in a data in a capsulator. Just imagine data, D capsule will work, no use, means no problem in that. Or else if you want to write your total program also into your data and input and all those things into uppercase also, no problem. The rule number one is the dataset name must be started with at least a single, at least a character or underscore. Character in the sense A to Z letters, any letter you can use it to creating a dataset name, or underscore you can use it. Embedded blanks is not accepted. If you create an embedded blank, then it will be created with the same data, two datasets you will get it. And the dataset length should be the character length up to 32 characters max you can give it. And it can be uppercase or lowercase or mixed case also, not a problem. Mixed case in the sense, if you are giving the total data set in uppercase, that is fine. If you are giving in total data set in lowercase, it is fine. Mixed case in the sense, small letters means some of the letters are capsules and some of the letters are smalls. That is also fine. There is no case sensitivity except card statement. The card statement, whatever the data is available, that is case sensitive. Okay, the input data, employee ID, age, sex, and cards is a statement 100. These are all the information you have given. What about your variable name? This is all about your data set. That is fine. Just imagine. So GUM for your employee ID is the variable name you have given. The same rules will be applicable for your variable name also. The variables, you can write it starting with character or underscore. Embedded blanks is not accepted. Yes, it is accepted as embedded blank. Suppose just imagine employee ID, emp space ID if I am giving, then it will be accepted as a two variable names. But unfortunately it is going to throw an error because we don't have any data for 4 variables. We have a data only for 3. So embedded blanks is not accepted and special characters is not accepted except underscore. Fine. And the character values means this particular variable values you can increase up to 32 characters. That is a maximum. The name of the variable you can increase up to 32 characters. It's the same rules will be applicable for your dataset name and as well as variable name also. Okay, so we are coming to the variable data. The data you are writing mail, right? Suppose just imagine I am writing something like this. I am writing something like this and run it, this one. I'll try to create my data set with the name of some X or Y. I'll write it. I'll try to create my data set name as X. Data X is your data set name. Input age, sex you have given. Sex is the variable values is this much bigger. Let's see. Once you run it, so no error, no warnings. Okay, go there and just write the proc print. Proc means procedure. Print. I'm writing in a capital letter. See what happened. Data equal to your dataset name X and give the run statement so that it will not give any problem to you. Just it will be displayed. See how many characters it is displaying. Sex, even though you have given more characters, but default 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. The default, the variable length of your character data always displayed as 8 characters. This is also one of the base SAS certification question. So what are the default of your SAS and how many so what is the character length by default? Default is 8. So then right now what happened? After the 8 characters, whatever the data it is just going to be truncated or it is not going to be read into SAS environment. That is just vanished or gone. So now your question is, So then how I can able to read that particular data, the remaining data? Then you have a concern. You can use a statement called length statement, or else you can increase your length by mentioning at how many characters you want it. Okay, 20 I'm giving it. So when I'm giving it 20, then so 20th character it is taken, I'll give it as a 20 dot. See, it is readed up to 20 characters long. I will tell you what is the between putting a dot and without putting a dot what happened. By tomorrow's class you get to know. So but here in today's class what you need to learn is default 8 default character length is 8. If you want it you can increase it by using a length statement by mentioning of your value, this one, how much length you want it. So these are all the variable rules and regulations. So now what I'll say is I'll just take a small test to the people who can able to give the answers. What is the valid names and what are the invalid names? I'll start with one person. Okay, Deepti, what is the valid name in this? The first one, Apu Faiman. Is it valid name?
Yeah,
Just give me 2 reasons why it is valid.
because it starts with it starts with that what's that it's a character value,
Good.
and the number is in between the up and mon.
That is fine. So what I said, starting with
Uh,
numeric will be making you a problem. But if you are putting a number between it, between the numbers, that is fine. Between the data, if you are making a numbers, that is okay. It will not give any errors.
Yep.
Fine. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
And yeah, Jehan, Jehan. Yes. 5-months. Is it accepted?
Yes, sir.
5
It's more than 8 characters altogether.
Okay, more than 8 characters. See, I'm asking you as a dataset name. I want to put my dataset name as a 5-months. Is it accepted name?
It starts with character, that is okay, and there is a hyphen in between. Yeah, it should be more. It is less than 32.
But here you need to observe one thing. You have a hyphen, not underscore.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Is it accepted then still?
No.
So only underscore is accepted, except that any special character is not accepted. Okay? Thank you.
Okay.
And who is this? So sorry, I cannot able to pronounce your name here. Jamia. So Jemm. So sorry, yeah. Can you just unmute and just give me the answer? Data #5. Is it accepted name? Okay, fine. Ranjita, is it accepted name?
No.
Tell me the reasons.
It's just because only underscore is valid and numbers are valid, but not any other special character. It's not valid.
Okay, good. So 5 months data, is it accepted? Next one. Reman. 5 months data, is it accepted? Are you there? Reman, can you able to hear me? Fine. Vinny. Okay. Anuradha, continue. 5 months data, is it accepted? 5 space, month space data,
No,
is it?
no, Raghu. No spaces are accepted.
What is the problem? What is the reason?
Like just now you said that it will take like 3 data sets. Spaces are not allowed in the when we give a data set name. It will take as 3 data set names.
Exactly. Okay. So in the same way, 5 months 1 2 3 also accepted. Why? Because you don't have any issue to creating 1 2 3. And in the same thing, underscore 5 months data underscore, it is also accepted name. There is no problem. Underscore null underscore also, it is a accepted name. but the data set will not be created anywhere. You just try it at home. Underscore null and data, your data set name, underscore null underscore, and run the program. The data set will not be created. Null means 0. That means the data set will not be created anymore. But still it is a accepted name. But there is a lot of use with the underscore null underscore, and later on classes I'll cover that. What is the use of underscore null underscore? This is very important for scenarios in interview and as well as certification also. What is the purpose? But here you need to learn underscore null underscore data set is a not accepted one. Data set, we can say it as a means, sorry, it is accepted data set, but you cannot able to create the data set with the name of underscore null underscore. That's it. So come here. SAS date. So this is also one base SAS certification question. Try to remember. SAS stores all the date values as a numerical values only. Whenever you are giving any date to the SAS, it will be stored as a numeric. And the SAS default date will be the January 1st, 1960. You just remember. So we are going to discuss more things on this on the later on classes, maybe in sorry, what is that? Informat and format class. We are going to talk about this more. So, but right now you just remember SAS stores the date values as a numerical values by default. SAS date values will be stored in the form of numbers between January 1960 onwards. So that means the SAS default date will be the January 1st, 1960. You just remember this slide, nothing to explain here, but I'll explain it in future. So these are all the SAS libraries. So you already know that. So SAS default libraries like SAS user, SAS help, and work. SAS user is a permanent library. SAS help also permanent library. Work is the temporary library. You already know that why I'm calling it as a temporary. That means whenever you create any data set and it will be saved into the work library. Once you close the SAS session and open again, the data sets will be gone from that particular work library. So because that's the reason why we are calling it as a temporary library as a work. Replace is the default nature of SAS. What is replace is the default nature? Just imagine you are trying to create a dataset name with the name of X with how many variables? 3 variables and 3 observations. Now I am trying to create the same dataset with another dataset also with the name of X, but I am giving 3 variable with 1 observation. If I run the program, what happened? The already existing dataset is X is available. I am trying to run the same program again one more time so that the existing one will be overwritten. See, if you see this, now the X data set, only X only you can able to see, X with 1 observation only you can able to see. That means SAS default having the overwriting capability. That means the existing data set is already available, then it is going to be overwritten with the new data set. So this is the default nature. It is not going to ask that it's already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yes, no, it is not going to be asked. So very careful in the real time when you are working with client data sets. Whatever the data they have shared with you, and if you are giving the same name like client name, then automatically the client data will get going to be overwritten. Then it is going to be big escalations when you are working as a SAS programmer. Make sure your program should not be give the same name like your what we can say as a that dataset names and your dataset name should not be as the same. But don't worry, how to take the precautions and all those things we are taking learning in upcoming classes in later on classes. So I will see. Okay, I will just explain these things and what are the safety parameters you need to follow so before starting off your job.
But Naidu, how do we know whether they have the same dataset name or not?
Okay, so we have some prevention methods also. We can write it. Suppose just
Okay.
imagine you can write an option after X, right? Or replace equal to no. If you write replace equal to no, if already exists, it will not replace.
Okay. So
Okay.
for every dataset, we need to write it.
No need to do that. We have some other procedure methods, I mean, other safety methods also we have. I'll explain it later on. This is one of that. And
Yeah.
better, instead of that, we have some other better ones also.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those I am going to explain in upcoming classes.
Sure.
Okay, and the default nature of SAS you have explained, and we can create a user-defined library with your libname statement. I already did that. How to create your library with your own. So I told you earlier, just create lib name after your library name, just give your path or else just give your library name. So whatever you want to give it, I am giving my class is the library. Okay, so and one more thing, the library name you can give it max 8 characters only, you cannot increase more than 8. And apart from that, the data you are increasing it up to 20, you have increased up to 30, up to 40, but what is the maximum? The maximum you can increase it up to 32,767 bytes or characters. This is the maximum you can increase it for one variable. That means 32 KB size you can increase it, not more than that. The libname statement always you need to give it less than 8 only. CLA class. So then you just give the path. In the path you just mention. Yesterday I have already explained how to create the library. So just first search for a folder. Any folders? Do you have any folders? Check for the folders. What folders is already available? I think here. This is about your libraries. And go to the folders. You have many folders here. So nothing but in the everyday you have lib folder, libs folder, or else any project file. Okay, right click on that, go to the properties and copy this particular folder path. So close and then paste it and give the semicolon. So give the semicolon here. That's it. The library will be created with the name of my class. So this is the way to creating of your library. So go there. You can check your libraries now. So in the libraries, you can able to see a one more new library called class. In that class, you can have the demo dataset. But because it's already there in that folder and automatically it will connected. So this is the way of getting a data of client data when you start your work also. Just imagine the client has given some data in some other folder, that folder containing all the data sets. Just imagine you have around 20 data sets, you have it. So that is there in that particular place. Then you just connect that particular folder directly with libname statement and write that folder path, and automatically whatever the data sets client has given to you, that all the data sets will get into this particular library, my class library. And apart from that, if you want to create new data sets also into my class, then you can able to create it. Everything automatically go and save into that particular folder. The folder is the connection between your SAS software and your library. So this is the way to creating of your library. So we have already explained. So now the rules is here. How to save my results in a permanent way. So it's very simple. I told you earlier. Can anyone tell me what is the error going to give it here? What is an error? If I run this particular program, what error is going to be?
We need to mention the user library in proc step.
Exactly. So you are writing your dataset name data SAS user.demo and input you are giving up to run statement, that is fine. But proc print you are giving proc print data equal to demo. Then what happened? So SAS it is thinking that the demo dataset is available in the work library, but unfortunately you have created the data into the SAS user. Then automatically it will throw a message that the SAS means that particular demo data does not exist. This is also one of the basic certification question. Okay, they'll give you the wrong one. What message is going to be printed in your log or else? Yeah, in log they'll ask you. The question is, it went smooth without any errors. It gives warnings and it gives some error messages, or they'll display the error message. Around 4 options they will give, and you just try to make sure. So what answer you are keeping it there. So here the wrong answer is nothing but it will not executed well. So automatically it will throw the data set does not exist. You will get it. The demo data set does not exist. The reason behind that is the name, the dataset name what you have given, the library name what you have given, the SAS user, you need to give here also. Then only it will work. Clear? Yes. The next slide also same thing, but unfortunately what happened is in the SAS help and SAS user you cannot able to create a new data sets. That is another thing, that is okay. And this is how you need to create your data library. Just write lib name and write your library. After that give the path in your SAS software. Just see user upload desktop and I'm giving 1. So just what happened, the one folder automatically created as a library with the name of IA. So then I can save my demo data set into the IA library. That is fine. And if you want you can write this also. So this is called two level naming conventions. Two level is nothing but one is your library name and second one is dataset name. One level and two level. One level naming convention is your just dataset name. Two level naming convention is nothing but first library name and after your dataset name we can say it as a two level naming conventions. That's it. So that is all about today's class. So we have learned different concepts today, like first we learned about what is dataset. After that we learned about what are the variables and what are the observations, how to know what are the characters and what are the numerics. After that we have learned about different description portions of the data, like how we are going to get the description portion of your data, how to create your data sets, how to get all the information as a data set of your SAS help we have learned, and what are the different rules and regulations for your data set. So like SAS variables and observations, what are the rules you need to follow, and what are the valid SAS names, we have looked into that, and what are the default SAS dates also we looked into that, and what are the SAS default libraries, and what is the replace is the default nature of SAS we have learned on that, and how to create how to save your data sets also we have explained. So this is all about the today's concept which we have done today. So now we have done with all the fundamentals. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to directly write programs by using SAS software itself. Okay, that's it. That is for today.